fighting Zoh Sia is not hard, but time-consuming, as it has around 49,000 HP, as compared to Tempered Arkveld with 29,000, fighting one Zoh Sia is like 2 Tempered Arkveld. You can find Zoh Sia in Ruins of Wyveria as part of Investigation Mission, after you have unlocked the related mission in Title Update 1. It can appear during daytime and at night based on my experience, as it lives underground which is not affected by the weather. You can create a field survey mission for your first fight, and then save it as investigation to fight it 3 more times. If you can't find him, rest in the camp until he appears on the forecast log of Ruins of Wyveria. Let me walk you through his weak points, which you need to focus your attack for maximum damage. Zoh Sia has 2 states. First is when he is covered with crystal. Under this state, his weak points are his head, for legs and wing arms. When he enters second state, the crystal on his entire body will disappear. His whole body will become weak points. Nevertheless, his head and wing arm are his biggest weak point. When you attack a weak point, the damage color is orange. None weak point will show white color. There are 2 safe locations you can use to fight Zoh Sia. The first is by standing in between his legs at the backside. These 2 legs are not weak point until he loses all the crystals, which means the only weak points you can reach safely between his back legs are his front legs. The second safe location is beside his 4 legs, which I prefer as it is easier to reach his head and wing arm from this location. As he takes more damage on his head than his front legs, most of time you will be hitting his legs until his head go down, then you can hit that. You can almost forget about his wing arm unless you are playing a ranged weapon, as his wing arm is hard to reach until he is toppled. After you understand these 2 safe locations, you can narrow down the type of attack he throws at you. His attack will change based on his scripted phase, which driven by his remaining HP. Before I talk about the Zoh Sia mechanic, let me brief you the most important part of the fight, which is the location you are fighting him. It is a small area in oval shape. There are 2 sides you need to remember to avoid a one-shoot mechanic, which I will cover later in detail. One side is the bright area, which is the first time you encountered Zoh Sia. The opposite side, I call it the dark side. When he performs his ultimate attack at the start of Phase 3, he will fly to the bright side. You need to get to the dark side as fast as possible with Sacred or on foot, otherwise you will get carted. There are 2 traps on the left and right between the bright and dark side, which only appear after Zoh Sia used his ultimate. You can use this to topple him and do damage to his weak points. After you have memorized these key locations, then we can talk about the fight. Phase 1 is at the start of the fight. He is immune to traps and ambush. You don't need to put on Ghillie Mantle. Perform a mount attack on him is the best approach. This will build up the mount status. He can be mounted at least at your 3rd mount attack. After that, just do what you normally do with your weapon in an opening fight. His roar doesn't come immediately like Arkveld. It has delay like Dasaguma. If you want to counter his opening roar, factor in the delay. In Phase 1, his body is fully covered with crystal. His attack is simple, just Guardian Explosion like other Guardian monster you fought before. If you stand beside his 4 legs, be prepared that he will swipe you with his legs. Most of his attack starts with some sound, like all other monsters. Always pay attention to his sound, as you can't see his movement most of time as you are under his body. You should focus on hitting his 4 legs, his head, and also break the crystal on his wing arm which blocking you. Sometimes he will charge at you and pull some distance from you to get you off safe location. Just dodge and move back to your preferred location. When you see he perform a roar and shake the crystals on his head and blow some fire out, you are his Phase 2. This happens when he loses around 10% of his HP. In Phase 2 he will add fire to his attack. This is the one which get you most of the time. You should never stay in front of him, as he will keep shooting fireball at you which travel fast with wide area damage. If you stay under him, pay attention when he raises his upper body. It will start with a sound first and you can see some fire dropping above you. He will cook the area below him with fire to punish you for staying below. You should immediately dodge to his tail when you hear this sound, or at the first moment you see him raise his body. If you stand beside his 4 leg, it is easier to dodge by go further away from him as the fire is focusing at the area below his upper body. After he has finished the fire attack, his head will go down for a while. You should roll toward his head to take this opportunity to hit this sweet weak point. At this phase he will still do the normal Guardian explosion, which always lead by a sound. Just remember, when you hear a sound, dodge away. Unless the sound was due to you staggered him or he is doing a roar. He will also charge at you and try to keep distance from you. Never let him do that, as you don't want to fight him on this front. Always move back to his side or under his legs an entire fight except when he uses ultimate attack, which I will cover later. At this phase, you just continue attack his weak points. The crystal on his head will grow back sometimes if you are not doing enough damage. Don't worry about this, eventually he will lose all the crystals no matter where you hit him when he enters his final phase. His phase transition is based on his remaining HP. You just need to keep attack him on any body parts convenient to bring down his HP to force the phase transition. You don't need to purposely risk yourself by keep hitting his head and hope the crystal never grow back. I have even killed him by hitting his tail only, which is covered by crystal and not a weak point. He still loses all crystals on his entire body at the end. When he grows back crystal on his head, he will stop use fire attack and only do Guardian explosion like phase 1. His head will lose crystal again after a while and resume the fire attack back and forth. You need to pay extra attention every time his head changes from black color to crystallized. One of this transition is the signal of phase 3, which start with a big ultimate. This attack will card you if you fail to travel to the save location I covered earlier before I talked about the fight mechanic. When Zoh Sia lose 1/3 of his HP, the crystal of his head will grow back. Most of the time it will follow with a roar and then he will fly away. Sometimes he may not roar after his head is crystallized, but he will always fly away. Call your sacred immediately when you see he flying. You need to go to the dark side of the map while Zoh Sia flying to the bright side. He will generate some wave to knock you down from sacred, like in Jin Dahat's fight. Don't need to call back the sacred, you can just run towards the dark side. It isn't far away if you are prepared and pay attention on where is the dark side. When you reach there, make sure you travel to the point closest to the wall. That's the part of the map which will not be hit by his ultimate when he set the entire location on fire. When you reach there, turn back and watch the fire show. You can do this photo pose like what I did, as it takes a while for the show to end. After he settled down, 2 shrine fragment traps will appear on the left and right side of the map. If you want to use the traps, just stand at the right or left side of the dark side. Position the trap between you and Zoh Sia. Pay attention, as he may shoot fireballs at you when you are at this distance from him. Dodge the attacks and wait until he comes over. Pull the shrine fragment's traps when he comes near to topple him. You can repeat the same step with another shrine fragment. Usually I leave it as it takes time to wait him to go to another trap. At this stage, just repeat what you do earlier until this phase 4 transition, which is the final one. He also will do this attack once, which start with Guardian explosion on the floor, follow with fire cover at wide area. Just run to his back, you will be fine. When he is at 1/3 of HP, he will perform a roar and all of his crystal will disappear. His entire body turn to black color. Some wave will appear and knock you down like the time he used ultimate earlier. This time you don't need to run to the dark side, just roll to his tail. You can attack his tail as his entire body has become weak point. Usually I will call my sacred, as he has a new annoying ground attack. Some red lightning like elemental attack will start to appear on the floor. I think this is dragon elemental damage. This attack will not hurt you much, but it comes very fast. It is easier to outrun it with sacred and move to the safe location to attack Zoh Sia as usual. The dragon elemental attack will become lesser after that, but still appear randomly. There is nothing else you need to concern about, as Zoh Sia has used up all his mechanic. You just need to focus on dodging the fire attack, Guardian explosion, and this new dragon elemental ground attack. Also be careful, he will charge at you and pull some distance, then turn back and shoot you with fireballs. As he can't be captured, the fight will drag for a while at this point. There are a few more things you need to pay attention to. Stay away from these crystals on the floor which formed by Zoh Sia's guardian explosion. It will blow up if hit by his fire. You can also pick up the slinger ammos on the floor to blow up the crystals when he is nearby to damage him. The best strategy is wait him form a new batch of crystals with guardian attack, then shoot it with slingers to set up a chain explosion. This not only deal heavy damage to him, it will stun him for your free DPS. When he uses the ultimate, you can reduce the amount of fire generated by destroy the crystals form in front of you. But this is not necessary as you will not get hit if you stay at the furthest point at the dark site. Zoh Sia also can drop slinger ammo from his wound, like the tempered monster. This version of slinger ammo can deal heavy damage to him if you shoot it on his head. The last thing is when you see Zoh Sia stay at this position which is back facing a wall, don't fight him there as the backside of Zoh Sia is one of your safe spots. Fighting Zoh Sia at this location means there is no safe space you can turn to when he breath fire on the floor. There are two things you can do if you see him at this location. First is stay on beside his front legs if there is enough space to dodge the fire attack. Second approach is call your sacred and run away. This can lure Zoh Sia out of this bad location. You need to use sacred to do this. If you do it on foot you will get bombed by his fireballs when try to pull away. That's all I want to share with you on how to defeat Zoh Sia to farm his parts. If you find the information in this video useful, please like the video and consider subscribe. Thanks for watching.